Today on Eagle News, what's next for some Georgia Southern students getting ready to graduate in just a few days? We talked to students about their four-year journey.
And a Statesboro family is getting into the Christmas spirit in more ways than one.
Plus, the Eagles are looking to end the football season on a high note. Hear what people are saying after today's big game. Good evening and welcome to Eagle News. I'm your anchor, Harley Strickland.
And I'm Zach Arrighetti. Graduation is this Friday, and seniors are working hard down to the last minute to make sure their college career is a success. Is just around the corner, and for graduating seniors, Friday afternoon will be their last time in Paulson Stadium as an undergrad. It's a bittersweet moment for seniors leaving their alma mater.
I made a bunch of memories here. I didn't want to go too far off for school, so I thought Georgia Southern was perfect, and I've just enjoyed it.
Look at the camera.
I came here because I heard great things about the mechanical engineering program, and I've always had a knack for building things and making things. So I figured that'd be a great path for me to go into. It's definitely bittersweet. I'm not so much sad as I am excited to see what comes my way.
The rain plan for graduation would move commencement from Paulson to Hanner and break it up into 3 ceremonies divided by colleges.
Not taking away from the basketball, stadium, but Paulson is, Georgia Southern, and I think that I'll definitely be let down if we have to go to Hanner Fieldhouse.
No matter where these Eagles graduate, their future is soaring with possibilities. Family and friends who can't make it to graduation, a live stream of the ceremony will be broadcasted on georgiasouthern.com/commencement. Students, you can pick up your cap and gown Wednesday from 2 to 5 p.m. and Thursday 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Also, remember to not wear honor society or fraternity or sorority scarves. This week, Georgia Southern football made Chad Lunsford its permanent head coach after weeks as the team's interim. Today marked the last game of a rocky season, but Stephanie Matzel shows us how it's also the first game of a new era.
Coach Chad Lunsford has already created excitement with his football team. That buzz has spread beyond the locker room to Eagle Nation. The team suffered its worst losing streak in school history earlier this season. Students are excited about the upcoming season.
He kind of turned our season around as much as he could with the position that he was brought into.
Oh, I went absolutely insane. I was running all over my house. And when he became permanent head coach, at first I was a little nervous because we're going to be going through a lot of changes again, and we're going to be most likely bringing back the triple option. So I think that'll be a good thing, but I was super excited because I really think that Lunsford is the man for the job right now.
That feeling echoes to longtime fans as well.
I think it's a great move. Well qualified, and he knows football. He's going to do Georgia Southern a great job.
The excitement that he generated while he was the interim was obvious amongst the fan base and the team, and I'm glad that the school followed through and put him into that position.
I was really excited. I think that he has proven himself at Georgia Southern. He has worked his way up. He's been here for a very long time, and I was just really excited that he's going to get the opportunity to lead the team.
With the year's last football game being held today, Southern fans, students, and locals alike are excited to see what the next season will hold. The first game will be on September 1st at home. For Eagle News, I'm Stephanie Matzel.
The Eagles finished their season 2-10.
After hours of debate, last-minute changes, and one Republican holdout, the Senate passed its version of major tax reform today. Here's CNN reporter Kim Hutcherson with more on the tax changes.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, as amended, is passed.
A victory for the White House and the GOP as they inch one step closer to a major legislative win for the first time in Trump's presidency. The Senate passed its version of tax reform by a vote of 51 to 49 early Saturday morning. Republican Majority Leader Senator Mitch McConnell is hoping to use this win as momentum for the 2018 elections, while Senator Chuck Schumer, the Democratic Senate Minority Leader, says it's a bill no one can be proud of.
As you notice, at the end, there was not a single Democrat who thought this was a good idea. And so we're going to take this message to the American people also a year from now.
We understand they have the votes to pass their bill, despite a process and a product that no one can be proud of and everyone should be ashamed of.
President Trump making a statement hours later, praising the bill's passage as, quote, tremendous tax reform, and promising, quote, tremendous cuts.
We passed the largest tax cuts in the history of our country and many other things along with it. Tremendous tax reform. People are going to be very, very happy. They're going to get tremendous tax cuts.
But a nonpartisan congressional analysis suggests that if the bill becomes law, more than $1 trillion would be added to the deficit over 10 years. The bill will now head to the House, which passed its own tax reform bill last month. Republicans hope to reconcile the two so a final version can be sent to President Trump for his signature before Christmas. I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
So what does this mean for you at home? Republicans say that workers benefit when companies pay less in taxes. But CEOs of major companies admit that workers won't necessarily see more jobs or higher wages, at least not right away.
President Trump's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, pled guilty Friday to making false statements to the FBI. It stems from conversations Flynn had with Russia's ambassador. CNN reporter Kristen Holmes has the news.
Former Trump national security advisor Michael Flynn now cooperating with the special counsel's Russia probe. Flynn pleading guilty to lying to the FBI about conversations he had with Russian ambassador Sergei Kislyak in December of 2016. One of them involving discussions of U.S. sanctions on Russia. According to court filings, Flynn called the Trump transition team at Mar-a-Lago on December 29th to discuss his conversations with Kislyak. Flynn asking that Russia not respond too harshly to increased sanctions from President Obama in retaliation for the country's meddling in the 2016 election. Flynn also directed by a senior transition official to communicate with the Russian ambassador on an upcoming UN Security Council resolution. Sources familiar with the matter tell CNN that very senior official in court documents was President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The White House reacting. Trump's lawyer, Ty Cobb, saying nothing about the guilty plea or the charge implicates anyone other than Mr. Flynn. Not so, says Congressman Adam Schiff, ranking member on the House Intelligence Committee.
General Flynn today acknowledges he told senior transition officials about this. Those people all became part of that White House. So it's not going to be that easy for the White House to simply say,
A White House lawyer also says the false statements mirror other statements to White House officials, which resulted in his resignation in February of this year. A fruitful farmer's hard work is finally coming to light during this harvest season. Stay tuned for his heartfelt response on being number one.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Man, I really hope I didn't break my phone when I threw it halfway across the room. Welcome back, Eagle Nation. I'm your anchor, Zach Arrighetti. Ride through Bullitt County this time of year, and you see farmers harvesting that crop that millions to our region and the state. Zanab Oladega takes us to one farm where they've known the highs and lows of farming for generations.
In the mid-70s, I farmed 400 acres and borrowed $20,000. You know, it just, and now it's, you know, it costs millions of dollars, you know, and it's just, things has changed over the years. All the new technology, the tractors will drive themselves down the road. The planters will change the population according to the productivity of the soil. You know, you can't artificially make milk. You can't artificially make meat. You know, you got to have a farmer, you know, to do all that.
One thing I kind of take away from being a farmer's son is the life lessons that Dad taught me, you know, treating people right, you know, just the simple things in life that, you know, you wouldn't associate with farming.
So the gin, you basically gonna have. It was a quite an honor. I'm just playing a Wade, you know. I don't like being in the lights, you know. I just like being plain old Wade, and they really surprised me on that thing, you know, kind of caught me off guard, and I get real emotional talking about it. You know, it's just an award, you know, but hey, I appreciate them looking after me, you know.
Despite the challenges that come with farming, Bullitt County Farmer of the Year Wade Hodges believes that farming is all about taking risks. He enjoys farming and being his own boss. For Eagle News, I'm Zanab Oladega.
Hodges will continue to provide the crop for the community.
With holidays just around the corner, one Statesboro family is helping brighten the community. Casey Reed has the story.
Lights just like these have lined the drive of TMT Farms for many years and hopefully for many years to come. If your family is looking for the perfect holiday event, come out to TMT Farms to see the lights. The Thompson family began their journey of lights in 1994 with only a wagon, 4 reindeer, and 1 blow-up decoration. The family's love of Christmas decorations gained attention over the years. The display now has thousands of lights, with people coming from near and far to see them.
We had kept having people ask us or telling us, y'all need to charge to drive through your Christmas lights. And we said no. We've been blessed to be able to do it. So as long as we can pay our power bill, we'll keep doing it without charging.
They start their decorating way earlier than most, the end of July, and wrap up by October. However, the work doesn't stop there. The family welcomes thousands of people to see the drive-through display. The Thompsons say their lights are a tradition in the community, and the hard work is well worth it.
I'm seeing the children come through, and even the older generations, they come by, especially seeing a lot of the antiques that we have lit up and decorated. It brings a lot of joy to not just us, but to the whole community.
And the lights have become even more. Each night, visitors donate non-perishable food, animal food, and toys for needy families and children in Bullitt County.
The Santa stage has a sign over that says it's Christmas in the heart, that puts Christmas in the air.
The Thompsons say they're glad they can brighten the holidays in more ways than one. For Eagle News, I'm Casey Reed.
The lights will continue until December 28th and start around 6 each night and go off at 11:30 p.m.
It's the holiday season and plenty of us are getting packages. Be on the lookout for thieves, especially those who steal right from your doorstep. Tatevik Apravekan has the news.
Watch as home surveillance catches this woman as she walks up to the front door, grabs a package, and runs to the getaway car that's slowly driving with the door open. But this isn't your ordinary package theft story. Just as the woman tries to get in the car, the driver bolts, causing her to fall, possibly because of who was running after her.
It was very intense.
That's Kate Anderson, the nanny who was home at the time watching over a 1-year-old baby. She says a package arrived and 10 minutes later, so did the thief.
She was dressed nice. She had a dog in her jacket. This is all just crazy.
Crazy didn't stop Kate. She says she saw the woman pick up the package from the front door and decided to run after her.
I continued to run like, hey, you not nice person. Like, I see you, you're stealing from me. And when she was on the ground, I kind of kept her there.
Kate says the woman tried to tell her she wasn't stealing.
And that's when she literally was like, I was just checking your address. And I was like, no, girl, like, I have cameras.
Kate marched the woman back to the home and held her there for 8 minutes until police showed up and arrested her.
If somebody's doing something wrong, I'm not afraid to kind of put them in check.
The homeowner, Tanya Smith, says she can see why thieves went after her package.
We're a house on the corner. It's sort of a busy street. I totally get why they would target this particular location.
Smith's husband happened to install the Ring camera just a few weeks ago, but never expected to catch criminals in the act. As for Kate, whose last day as Smith's nanny was today, she may leave with more than one title on her resume.
Maybe we'll just have to keep Kate as our bouncer forever, protecting our house and our belongings for all of time.
The Lady Eagles are looking to grasp the Sun Belt title. We talked to the players on how they're returning the season around. Stay tuned.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back, Eagles. Let's talk sports. We've already talked about football, but what about the other sports on campus? The record so far for Georgia Southern women's basketball team may not look much different from this time last year, but Rebecca Parker takes us in Hanner to show us why the Lady Eagles believe they can soar higher this year.
As the non-conference portion of their season comes to an end, the Lady Eagles are ready to start Sun Belt Conference play.
I think we'll see enough in the non-conference that our kids will have an idea when we get into conference, you know, here's what we need to be able to do in those situations.
So far, they're 3-4 in non-conference play, with notable losses to North Carolina A&T and Alabama. They have 4 more before they start Sun Belt Conference action.
I think it's been a good schedule. We've let a couple get away that I really felt like we had a chance. Really important we close out these last 4 very well and finish on a good note.
The Lady Eagles know Sun Belt success won't come easy, but they know what it will take.
Just getting better every day, working on our defense, offense, everybody getting in extra shots, just working as hard as we can.
The Sun Belt has strong competition, with the University of Texas at Arlington being picked by the coaches to win the conference.
You know, the typical people, Troy, Lafayette, Texas State, you know, Arkansas State, just right down the line. And to be honest with you, South Alabama's really had a good preseason. They went up to Chapel Hill and knocked North Carolina off a couple weeks ago. So a team that, you know, brings several people back and has played very well.
The Eagles will begin conference play at Troy University on December 29th. They're hoping their non-conference schedule has helped prepare them for the Sun Belt action. For Eagle News, I'm Rebecca Parker.
The Lady Eagles will face the University of Central Florida December 10th and Kennesaw State in Hanner on December 15th.
Archers from across Georgia and beyond made their way to Statesboro this weekend for Georgia Archery Association's 25-meter state indoor championship.
More than mere arrows to the people who fill the Shooting Sports Center. They've bonded families and helped make friendships. Todd Edgar and his mother Holly have been involved with archery since he was a child. Today he competed in the state indoor championship.
He shoots for Georgia Southern University, the Southern Eagles Archery Club, which we have here at campus, and they shoot here, they practice here at the center. So it's kind of fun to watch him shoot. He's been shooting since he's about 5, and he's now a sophomore in college.
Todd is thankful his mom got so involved with the sport. He's grateful for the chance to share it with her and their family.
When I was a little kid, it was like a way to bond with my brothers because both of them shot. And then it went on from there as I started out shooting them and realizing that I could do really well at this.
But the championship and memories wouldn't be possible without the shooting center.
This facility was a godsend because we're actually the only university that has something like this.
It's become a big enough attraction to host championships like this one.
We have archers coming from 5 different states, 143 registered archers, anywhere from youth around 9, 10 years old all the way up to archers in their 70s.
Some parents even compete with their children, but others prefer to stay in the bleachers and cheer.
I get excited, and I have to contain my excitement. I have to be quiet. I cannot sit down. I have my binoculars, and I watch every single arrow.
Georgia Southern Shooting Sports Education Center has quickly become a frequent host for state and regional competitions since it opened in 2015.
It's getting cold outside, but things are heating up at the box office. It's that time of year again for the New York film critics to give out their annual movie awards. And this year, there are some unusualness. CNN reporter David Daniel has that and more in the Hollywood Minute.
I
hate California. I want to go to the East Coast.
How about the Big Apple? The New York Film Critics Circle has handed out its annual movie awards, and Lady Bird tops the list. The coming-of-age tale won Best Picture, and 23-year-old Saoirse Ronan won Best Actress. Her co-star, 21-year-old Timothy Chalamet, received Best Actor honors for his starring role in Call Me By Your Name.
I just played it the way List would have played it if he'd altered Bach's version.
The honors keep coming for Timothy Chalamet. He's one of 7 actors the Santa Barbara International Film Festival has chosen for this year's Virtuosos Award, given for breakthrough performances. Also on the list, Gal Gadot for Wonder Woman, Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out, Hong Chow for Downsizing, John Boyega for Detroit, Kumail Nanjiani for The Big Sick, and Mary J. Blige for Mudbound. They'll all be honored February 3rd in Santa Barbara.
That's right, that's right.
Heather Graham is dealing with sexual harassment in Hollywood by making a movie. Graham wrote, directed, and stars in Half Magic, in which women frustrated about male dominance band together for support in overcoming professional and personal problems. The film is due out next February. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Oh dear, students at one middle school run into an unusual character. CNN reporter Tom Williams has the news.
They said there's a deer trapped on campus.
It wasn't your typical walk to class Wednesday morning for middle school students in Enterprise.
I didn't know what to think because I'm thinking, what are they talking about?
The doors were open, and that was seen as a moment of opportunity for one Clark County deer to enter the hall full of students.
It just decided, I think it got startled by some kids, and it tried to escape, and it just found that the easiest way.
He sticks his head out like this, and he's looking, like he thinks there's another one.
Surveillance cameras caught all the action. The deer is seen running full speed ahead until it hit the slick floors. That's when the deer loses control. Children in the doorway reacting quickly, getting out of the way.
After the deer went down the first hallway, it had the chance for freedom, but instead, it decided to go down another hallway in the middle school.
I jokingly, of course, said that we even have wild animals trying to enroll here just because our school district's so good.
Both principals say this is the first time they have encountered a situation like this one. The incident had students and staff talking about the deer all day long. In Enterprise, Tom Williams, News Center 11.
Zach, what would you do if you saw a deer running through the halls?
Well, to be honest, I'd try and grab the closest saddle I could and ride that bad boy into the sunset.
I could picture that. Well, thank you for staying with us this semester, and this is Zach and I's last show.
Yep.
So thank you for watching us this semester, and
have a good night.
Have a good night.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.